From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher. Their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher. Our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Skripchuk. And our Batman, the master of tools, gadgets, and all things mechanical, our mild-mannered soon-to-be billionaire, Alan Danvers. Their mission, to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them, and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to the Garage Heroes in Training podcast. I'm going to be the host for this episode. Nobody else, just me. But I've got guests. I have 4 guests that are participating in the Fall Failage Rally 2022 that started in Boston and has apparently continued on to pollute several states along the way with various lemons related activities. So who do we have? We have let's see, everybody's been on the podcast. I'm trying to think who's been on the most. I think Audra's been on the most. Audra Tella from the Shifting Points podcast. Welcome to the podcast,
Bill.
Audra.
Thank you, Bill.
No worries. We have Matt Dietrich from several of our races this year. Some of them, I don't think any of them went well.
Some of them better than others.
Welcome to the podcast again, Matt.
Morning.
And then we have that guy.
That
guy who for the podcast has gone with a shortened hair do, as well as Matt. However, for all the Lemons Rally related pictures, he will have somewhat more 80s hair metal hair.
I prefer the term gorgeous flowing locks.
Gorgeous flowing locks. Yes, we have those as well. They're not golden, though. Not golden at all.
Not golden.
Ryan Suska, welcome to the podcast, Ryan.
How's it going?
And the person who gets stuck every time. She's here too, but she's not hosting. Vicki.
Hi, everyone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a rally. Not the kind where you go bombing through the woods and big old drifty things and going fast. You guys are doing a different kind of rally. Who wants to summarize what the rally was today?
Well, it was adventurous. It was funny. And you really get to know your driving partner in a good way. So I'd have to say it's been very enjoyable. It's not what I expected. I did not expect to be this busy on the road. It definitely keep you hopping. You know, part of it is like when I'm watching people, more lemons people are pulling in. When I'm watching lemons are like, well, they're not really posting anything. They're not really doing anything. I don't see them. Instagram and the hashtags, they really hold you up. And you're just a really busy person. It's crazy. So that's what I have to say.
All right, we'll stick with the ladies first. So we'll go to Matt.
Well, in that case, it has been a hell of an adventure. Just lemons races versus lemons rallies. The race, it's go out and do stuff, and here it's just go somewhere and do stuff. So it's been an adventure today.
Was this your first Lemons Rally?
Yes, it is. I've been wanting to do one for a while. I really wanted to do the Moscow to Paris or Paris to Moscow, and really wanted to do the Route 66 last year, but it just wasn't in the plans.
Yeah, that plague thing. All right, Miss Audra, you have a rather unique story on how you're doing your first Lemons Rally. So you want to get into that a little bit, and then what's different than what you expected?
Sure. So Vicki called me on Wednesday and said, hey, on Friday, are you doing anything? So I came along. I'm her +1 this weekend. And I've done some gimmick rallies before. but I have to say that they plotted a really good course. Not too much highways, nice back roads. The scenery's been great. There's some challenging things to get to. Of course, Matt took care of all of that, but it's just fun. It was a really nice ride today.
Excellent. How are the leaves? Are we falling or are we failing?
We're failing with
Leaves?
the leaf.
Yeah, leaves.
I haven't seen a lot.
Yeah, it's a very poor year for foliage. My wife and I actually did a rally that some of our friends put on in upstate New York, where we will be tomorrow. We were there just last weekend, and the foliage is very polarized. It's either green or red/brown and dead. There's not much variety in color. I think our summer killed the possibility of all that.
Yeah, could be.
Could be just early too.
All right. Let's see. So let's see. How was check-in, Miss Vicki? You were drafted to be a judge.
Yeah, it was chaotic, but it was chaotic at the point that we got to do our own car. So we end up hopping in the car and everybody's driving out. We didn't know where we were going. So we end up jumping in behind Matt and Ryan here. And they've been just so efficient. So we're just playing catch up at this point. We're still playing catch up for tomorrow and all that. We had about 42 cars that showed up and a lot of interesting ones, some very, very funny ones. And they've been enjoyable. I think we've only had 2 or 3 rentals and that was it. Everything else is, the real deal.
Well, I'm not going to ask you what kind of cars they are because you'll say like red.
Well, we had an Edsel.
There were
We
a
had
couple
a
of white
couple
ones
El
too.
Caminos.
Uh-huh.
There was an Edsel. There was a first gen Dodge D250 that's Cummins swapped. There was a diesel swapped 80s El Camino, couple Volkswagen van type ones, Volkswagen Beetle. Quite the spread. There's an Alfa Romeo Giulia, a Cadillac XTS, that winner of an SUV they used to make. Very, 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 very widespread, anything and everything. An MGB, you name
The
it.
ambulance, a couple of Econoline vans.
Ambulance.
There's
Yeah,
a Pinto that's like one of those little Pinto station wagons with the round windows in the back. That's very cool.
Mhm. So Matt and Ryan, what are you guys driving?
my winner of a daily driver. It is a 1989 GMC Sunrunner. They actually were Suzuki sidekicks, but you can't sell them as a Suzuki in Canada, so they're sold as a GMC.
Very
And
nice.
very funny. They're very funny when they're driving.
So it's lifted. It's on 33s. I'm building it to be an everyday driver / 4-wheeler. And it's got all of 80 horsepower in it. So just about anybody can keep up with us. We're not going anywhere fast. I think the speed of smell may be faster than us.
So your a single axle has almost as many inches as horsepower that you have.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's a recipe for performance.
And well, what they're lacking in speed, they're making up with style with their posing.
Yes. We'll talk about what exactly were you doing to that poor defenseless rock on one of the pictures later. But
I believe certain people call it a joie de vivre.
Yeah, there was some schwa. All right, ladies, you guys, we had a plan. We were going to do the rally.
Yes.
That plan fell apart, came back, fell apart again.
Yes.
Came back, fell apart yet again.
Yes.
And has now come back to a non-traditional lemonsrally type vehicle. So what are you driving, ladies?
I believe we're driving a 2017 Mini Cooper John Cooper Works.
So right? Close. So close.
Close. What is it? It's 2019?
2019, yeah.
2019. Okay.
Yes. And
doesn't feel that old.
and it's
The polar
orange.
opposite of our car, nice and comfortable and beautiful looking. Ours is slow and ugly and uncomfortable.
Don't forget quiet and undrafty.
Yes, that too.
Well, we look at it like it was a great addition to your rally, because when you need parts, they can go get them quickly for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's plenty of room.
There is. You even have a spare tire in a Mini. Who knew?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we threw a spare tire in, and we didn't have the jack. So Audra brought a little portable tiny jack. So just in case. I mean, that's the only thing I could really think of going wrong on this car at this moment. So, just play caution.
So, Miss Audrey, you're having Mini flashbacks because you, I believe, had a Mini similar.
I did. I had an 05 for quite a long time. So it's been quite a pleasure to drive the Mini.
Mhm.
I have to say, Ryan and Matthew, that this morning I was like, why are they driving so slow? I didn't realize that was the car. You were just doing the speed limit. Like, is that a rule?
At
No.
about 75, it just starts to get sketchy. The truck was originally built with 26-inch tires. I've got 33s on it now. Road handling is not in its repertoire. It's not in its vocabulary. It just kind of wanders wherever it wants to wander.
And when you can barely see around the corner, the brakes aren't enough to stop you. So you got to plan for that as well.
Yeah,
it's been really easy to keep up.
You two are quite the pairing of cars,
Well, I do have to say that for us, as slow as we are, we're still ahead of everybody else. So we know so far.
That's only because you didn't lock your keys in the car.
Oh, that's true. But he did do that. Yes, they did.
Yes.
After they broke down.
I still don't understand how we left last by probably 10 minutes, if not more. And we're the last stop in Connecticut, halfway through the day. And the rally master's like, yeah, you guys are way ahead of everyone. We're sitting there going, how the hell is that possible with as slow as our car is?
Yeah.
It's efficiency. We're very efficient.
No.
Well, yeah, with no power, you just keep the momentum going.
So
they showed up. Hi. Yeah.
Pretend you're on a podcast. Welcome back. So four of you and I, we typically do the Lemons races. This is our first Lemons rally. Well, 80% of us, it's our first Lemons rally. Any of our racing friends attending this event?
Yes, we have 3 Pedal Mafia has shown up. 2 people. One of them is driving one group's driving a Cressida, which is Dave Carpenter and Bobbin, and Chris Abbott. I did not catch the name of his friend. They are driving, I believe, an '84 Corvette, which is but terrible. It's so terrible that they were giving bribes out. Yeah. So it's those guys, and of course, so we arrived that Ryan and Matt were going to be in it. So we're just like, hey, hooked up with those. I don't know of anybody else who. The Professor Finch, from the Fortune team. They're here. They raced a little bit in.
They raced at New Jersey, right?
Yeah, they raced a couple races, but then they decided that they weren't going to do it anymore. They didn't want to damage their car. And I don't know of any other endurance racers that are presenting at them.
Okay. Anyone else that we knew from rallying? I mean,
well, we did meet up with a new friend, which is Chris Benjamin.
Yep, and his wife.
He's a rally driver. And his wife, his name is, I believe, Barbara, and they are here.
We're trying to get them to go to the HPDE and get them onto the dark side.
And I think that she has definitely expressed interest in it. And they are driving a car, which is Car Ramrod, I believe.
It is. I think it's a very large Mercury marquee, if I remember right.
Yes.
Go with patina.
Yes. There's a lot of patina going around. You know, I did run across, I think there's been some really, really great themes that have been coming about. Mechanically, I believe the car that caught my eye the most was an El Camino. I believe, I want to say it was a 1970s. I don't remember what exact year it was. El Camino that has a exhaust system that's coming out above it, behind the, and he's got a Mercedes engine in it, which I don't know if it's a diesel or not, but he can't
It's a
shut it
diesel.
off. Yeah, he can't turn it off by a key. So he has a hose that comes in from the engine into the interior and has to suck on the hose to shut the car off, which is hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing at it.
It's way too many jokes. Moving on. Do we have rental car class people? Do we have any rental cars?
We have 3 rental cars, or 2 or 3 rental cars. I did not get the exact number. Again, with 42 cars, it's been kind of different. We have 1 or 2 that are newer cars. We're not a class, but one's like, yeah, it's. I think it was an Alfa Romeo. Is there Alfa Romeo in it?
Yeah, an Alfa Romeo
Yeah.
Giulia.
And he's like, yeah,
that's-
he's describing. He's like, yeah, it's my wife's car. So, so they're here. But as for newer cars, just maybe a handful, and maybe I know there was a group. Her name is Amanda. I forget the second. And please forgive me. But they have done they flew in from the West Coast. Apparently they fly around and they do this. And they have a rental car, which they've done up as Ben and Jerry's. Actually, they're pulling in right now. Actually, some of the people, we're at the hotel. We did not go to it's too noisy at the pub. So we decided to come to the hotel, and people are kind of coming in and out. So we kind of figured we'd grab them in the lobby.
Okay. Well, let's not end up in jail. So just make sure they're acceptable.
Yeah.
So how goes the rally, gentlemen? You guys enjoying yourselves?
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely having a good time. It's a very different experience from our race.
I would say.
Yeah, this is your first rally, right?
Yep.
Everything you expected it to be?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think my preparations were well warranted, and by preparations I mean spending $75 on spray paint and $50 on decals and going to town on my truck.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like a lemonsrally prep in a nutshell. Okay, so we always do the restaurants and the hotels. How's the restaurant for this evening?
It's good.
Average.
It's noisy.
Got
Small.
We got
We
an
were
average from
Now
Matt.
going in, but we were coming and going, they're not going to fit all our people in here.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
And-
it's a house that's converted into a restaurant. It would not have fit the whole group. I mean,
No.
we left at what 8:30, and there were only 2 other teams there, and we were sitting there like, where's everyone else? And the place was pretty well packed.
Mm.
yeah, but I think it was a dinner crowd, so we'll have to see how the evening goes. But people are still rolling in,
Cool.
and they haven't left to go over to the restaurant right now. Like I said, we're currently at the hotel, the Marriott, that is recommended for the rally. So people are pulling in here. Then this is where we're at podcasting from.
Okay.
And it seems like they're only going in one direction.
Okay.
Tired.
All right. Let's see. What else do we have? How's the hotel, Miss Audra?
Hotel is great. It's clean. It's nice. Works.
All right. Very cool. Any highlights? Any stops of highlights? Any things you saw from fellow Lemons rally people?
I actually have to say, following Ryan and Matthew has been the best entertainment ever. Their costumes. Everybody who sees them smiles, laughs, points. I haven't seen any rude gestures, but it has been true entertainment to watch people watch them today. So that's been an awful lot of fun.
Okay. All
And
right.
why don't you describe your costumes?
So our team is Team Park Heather Locklear. If you are at all a fan of the early 1990s movie Airheads, that's where our theme kind of originates from. It's a loose mishmash of Airheads, MTV, Headbangers Ball, rockabilly 1980s, just headbanger. So, tight, brightly colored pants and muscle shirts and jean jackets and full on, long curly hair wigs. So that's what we're going for. And my truck is done up in very late 80s, 90s graphics. And we're blasting hair metal the whole time. So that's what we're going for. And, Matt and I have been friends since early on in high school. We've known each other longer than we haven't known each other. I mean, he's more of a brother than a friend at this point. So the stupidity just happens whenever we're together. And this weekend is just an example of that.
Mhm.
Following these guys with these wigs, because the back end of their car, it's open, and their hair is just flowing behind them, rising up above the car a little bit. It is so freaking funny to watch them. And then as we're passing, they're making like this face at people, and you just watch everybody's face just laugh and point and smile. And they're like, this is so cool. It's very entertaining.
All right, Matt, what was highlights, notable photo ops, any stops that you were like, wow, that was kind of cool? Or
I've definitely come to appreciate that women keep their hair long, because it is a pain in the ass to deal with when it just blows backwards in your face anytime the wind blows. And I'm glad to have gone bald because of that. But I've just, these are little stops that I've you always want to stop, but you never have a reason to go there, and they're kind of out of the way. So it's like the fact that we now have to go to all these little stops. It's been really enjoyable, and just seeing all the things you don't normally see or wouldn't normally see. So I've enjoyed it all.
cool. Ryan, anything?
Well, I mean, Matt and I have been planning all of our photo ops, because one of our goals is to have, very different photos at every stop. And there was a covered bridge stop, and I'm like, I'm pulling a full-on Tawny Katane, going on the hood of this thing like it's a Jaguar. We're doing this, Matt, and that's what happened. So
White Snake. Hilarious.
Feel free to go on Instagram. Ham Motorsports 24 hours HOL is our Instagram handle. So you go and find it yourself, and just witness its glory.
We're cracking up as we're taking these photos, as they're just like, oh, I got an idea.
So I hate to tell you this, but I have followed the Instagram. I have seen the picture. There is nothing that reminds me of Tawny Katane in that picture.
I will take my shirt off and do it again if that's what will help out.
It would help.
Yeah.
It would help. Okay. Why did I set this up? Okay. Okay. So
challenge accepted.
I didn't think it would take very much to get you to accept the challenge. It's not exactly a stretch for you. All right. Ladies, where are you going tomorrow? Do you know?
We should be heading to Vermont next. Right now we're in Albany, and we're supposed to do what is it called? The J to Vermont part of the tour. So yeah, we're going north. And I think we're probably the further we go north, we'll see more foliage.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And this time we're going to track our maps, since we got such a late start. So Audra and I, after we leave here, we're going to go ahead and start pinning everything for tomorrow.
Okay. Gentlemen, anything you're looking forward to tomorrow?
We're headed to all my old stomping grounds. We're going to Troy, which is where I went to college. I went to RPI. So we're headed there. And then I've got a buddy who lives up in northern Adirondack area. We are running through all of that area of the northern Adirondacks that I'm very familiar with. He puts on a rally every year that we do. I was up in 4 of the spots that we're going to just last weekend doing his rally. So, it's very familiar territory for me.
Okay.
Should be a good time.
Matt, anything you're looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to continuing the shenanigans. Ryan and I have been planning the continuation of our unique photo ops, and I've got
There
to say,
will be
having
props in the next series of photos.
and I've got to say, having Vicki and Audrey following us has been fantastic, and that we can both be in the photos and make them that much better. So we're happy to let them continue to tag along and to have them tagging along.
We're glad that you're accepting us, because we were just like, I hope we're allowed to run with them tomorrow because they're awesome.
Okay. Apparently there's been drinking involved, but that's fine. Miss Audra, anything you looking forward to?
In a cup, all right.
Yep, I know. I got you.
Yeah, these guys here, before we move on, these guys here on one of their photo ops, we end up stopping at the Ichabod Crane Schoolhouse. They did a little Hot for Teachers skit. I mean, set up for a photo op. It was awesome.
All right, the bulldozer, sit down. Miss Audra.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more driving, which I really enjoy, and more shenanigans, which I enjoy even more. So yeah, if tomorrow's half as hilarious as today was, it'll be a great day.
Yeah.
Well, shenanigans
Our
could
goal
be
is
the
to
new
raise
name
the
for
bar.
this. What's that? What's that,
Our
Ryan?
goal is to raise the bar.
Raise the
Yeah.
bar.
Nice.
Okay.
These guys have us just belly laughing with their poses and all the stops. It's hysterical.
Excellent.
Let's just put it this way. Just imagine today was the brand new rock group that just emerged on the scene, and tomorrow we're going to be established, and we're thinking Sunday is going to be we can pretty much do anything and our fans still love us. So it's only going to get worse from here. I mean, better from here.
I'm going to send you to a couple songs that will fit with your theme.
Okay.
I look forward to them.
That's right. Miss Vicki will hate them, but that's fine. You guys, anything that we got to do? Because I know you guys had a long day and everybody's tired, so I don't want to keep you guys too late. Anything that we didn't cover?
No, I gotta say we haven't had any ugly moments. It's been a really smooth run. We found everything relatively easily. And fortunately for some of the decisions Audra and I were making, they diverted us quite well. Because I think one of them we had to go to a statue, but Audra and I were heading to a cemetery. And I'm glad that we decided we pulled in behind Brian. They're like, no, come with us. I'm like, okay, no, we're going to a statue, not a cemetery. Okay. So, but everything's been really easy. So I'm hoping tomorrow's going to be just as easy.
Anything else? Anything we missed?
We've lost an Audrey.
I think, yeah.
I think her phone's dead.
Yeah.
He's
Audra,
trying to find lost
Nice.
signal.
nice knowing you. Audra.
Wandering around. Can you hear me now?
Exactly. All right. Well, we will try to get together every day for this and go over things. Songs that may or may not hit your playlist will be sent over to you, Ryan. I will be sending them. I'll send you a link shortly, and
Sounds good.
they may entertain. And keep driving, keep safe. Hopefully the car will perform, and keep enjoying it. It looks like you guys are having a great time out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming on. Go get some sleep.
All
Thanks for
right.
having us.
Thanks.
Walk
Bye.
on.
Captain's log supplemental.
So, Miss Vicki,
Yes, sir.
do you remember when we were watching those WRL events and some of those grid life events where you used to see the in-car video and it had like the cameras seeing front and back, but it also could see all the telemetry and everything that was going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of the ones that we liked were taken by the Sentinel system. Remember James came on our podcast earlier?
Right.
You know, we have no excuse since he lent us one for trial and demonstration purposes. We should actually probably put that in one of our cars, maybe
I
two.
really think we should.
I think we should,
I know.
because then we'd look like the immature endurance racing team that we are. Oh wait, I mispronounced that, didn't I? Sorry, my bad. We could
So what does
have-
Sentinel system do?
We could have 3 cameras with picture in picture. We could have, if we ever get the aim system to work, open invitation to anybody from AIM to come on and give us a little bit of love. We need some help. And then we could have all our telemetry on there. And then we can have it streamed live into the paddock or around the world to our millions of fans. We're apparently very popular in Kenya right now. Don't know why, but that's fine. And it can integrate all the available race statistics from like Race Hero and everything. So we could actually see how we're doing on video. We wouldn't even have to carry around our phone anymore. Live.
I love it.
Yeah, it's gonna be very soft.
Okay, hang on. Let me move away from Matt, who's currently on speakerphone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason you're moving away from Matt.
They got to share a room.
It's all right. At least we have separate beds this time.
Yeah, let's talk about Road Atlanta 2018. Oh my God, bad example.
We'll pass.